and equal that. It is his first start as an Oriole and the first in the majors since 2010. Game 2 is next. It's the Orioles on Bassett, and we welcome you back to Camden Yards for Game 2 of this 3-game set against a team which the Orioles have struggled mightily against. But a chance tonight with a victory to make it 2 in a row and guarantee themselves a series win for the first time in the last 9 series. We'll take 2 of those with mustard and relish. They always look good at the ballpark, don't they? Even better than anywhere else. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles, a couple of players that were signed that have mattered, and they were supposed to be impact players. At third base, Reynolds, the home runs, the RBIs we've talked about, and the designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero. Vladdy last night, early in the ball game, an RBI that put the Orioles up, and Buck Showalter had an opportunity to talk about his value after the ball game.
Those of us that are old enough realize what type of player this guy was. I mean, this was, you know, he tooled up in all phases, and he loves competing. You know, and sliding has never been one of his fortes. You know, it's funny now, right? It's like a 30-foot jump shot. It's a bad shot until you make it, but yeah, he's fun. You know, you look at him every day. You like looking at him. He's smiling, competing, and nothing ever catches him by surprise as far as the competition part of it. And, you know, you see players from other teams, he has such a presence, and they all respect him so much. And a lot of it's the reason why what you're talking about is he does a lot of things that people marvel at how he can bring it like that every day. And it may not always look aesthetically pleasing, but, you know, it's a swashbuckling, you know, let it rip type of approach.
Thought that was the best term we've heard regarding Vladdy. Swashbuckling. Beautiful thing. Take a look at the numbers for Vladdy that he put up last year and the projected numbers. Home runs rise, 29 last year, projected for 14 this year. RBIs, 115 last year, projected for 70 this year.
Yeah, the numbers obviously down. He had a slow second half last year with the Rangers, had a great first half, really an all-star type first half. So maybe the projection numbers, are, you know, I think they're going to be fairly close to those numbers you see. But again, Buck Showalter talking about what he brings to the table every day.
And he is a real presence because of his history in the game, isn't he?
That he is. You know, the great numbers over the years. I can remember when he first broke in. I mean, he's a star, and, you know, a star's star, and the club really does follow his lead with his aggressive base running.
Which was pretty funny. Best part of it was after he went lumbering in, he did smile as he got up, and that's what he's always doing. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the lineups tonight and a couple of pitchers who have had to work their way to the major league level. On Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Summer week our way here in Baltimore. Let's take a look at our game time temperature brought to you by Train. 90 degrees to start this one. Only winds at 9 miles an hour, but the humidity only 37%, partly cloudy. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. Starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines, the ever-changing Oakland lineup. Week's Major League debut, BARTON, DEJESUS, Willingham, Sweeney, Suzuki, Matsui, Sizemore, and Pennington. Pennington numbers against the O's.
And scouting report on Chris Jakubakis. Opportunity knocks. A spot start, and he's ready to go. He said he'll do whatever it takes and then whatever the club needs. This is a fresh start in his first start in over a year. 1-1 lifetime versus the Athletic, and past the buck. Buck Showalter having a lot of confidence, and he appreciates the opportunity.
And JEMILE Weeks leads it off against him. So we've got a pitcher who's not had many chances as a starter and a hitter who's making his Major League debut. Weeks was just called up today. Switch hitter who'll make the start at second base as this Oakland team continues to struggle down the road of injuries. More changes were made today. Weeks getting the call up. Mark Ellis with the right hamstring went on the DL, 15-day DL. He played last night for a couple of at-bats. One of their best pitchers, Brett Anderson, has gone on the DL. He's got a soreness in the elbow problem. Bobby Kramer, a veteran left-hander, called up to take his place. And Weeks will take it for a strike. So those are the changes today. Weeks will be second. Kramer's in the bullpen. Brett Anderson, the elbow, not clear how long he's going to be out, and Ellis with a hamstring. Weeks takes it and he's gone. So Jakubakis starts it out with a strikeout.
Good way to start. Good way to start your Major League career. Let's look at the 2-2 pitch. Low and away on the black. Perfect pitch. 92 miles an hour. It's a pretty clean delivery. All that energy heading towards home plate and target.
And our Jeep Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. Oh, the 32-year-old right-hander will work here to Barton. Left-hander will take it for a strike. Barton's got a 4-game hit streak coming into the ball game. He's had a pretty good numbers against the Orioles on the year, as he's got a 4 for 14. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that pitch will be taken away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. The adrenaline rush has to really be there for Jakubakis.
You would actually think so. I'm sure he's been waiting for this opportunity. And his fastball's been a little bit better than we've seen, and some of his appearances out of the bullpen. And again, you know when you're going to be pitching. Here's the 1-1 pitch. So far showing good command right to the glove of Wieters.
And working quickly to start the game. Mark Connor will be watching closely, the pitching coach. That will be fouled away, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. He made his Major League debut. Jakubakis did debut on April 8 of 2009 against Minnesota. With Seattle in 09, he went 4-2 with a 4.33 ERA. 26 relief appearances in 09, his first season. 1-2 delivery, and that's going to miss outside, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, he really has had an interesting journey, now 32 years old. Starting off as, what we talked about, 3 different colleges at that level.
That one's going to go to left field, and that's going to stay up. Luke Scott, who's out there, will haul it in. Martin retired.
Let's take a look at the defense, and it was in full form last night. Adam Jones in center field, and then Jimmy Jones, nice 1-6-3 double play. My rival making a couple of good plays down that left field line. So again, the defense outstanding. Scott will be in left, Jones in center, Markakis in right, Reynolds and Hardy on the left side. Ryan Adams gets the start at second base. Derek Lee, who's played terrifically defensively, and Matt Wieters behind the plate.
Here is David DeJesus, part of the rotation shuffle, largely because this is a team of players that hits either right or left-handers, but they do not hit both. DeJesus, a prime example of that, hitting 106 off lefties and 291 off righties. So guess where he was last night.
I mean, it is a legitimate platoon system. It seems like they have 16 guys on the bench. 8 play tonight, 8 play tomorrow. But you're right, it's such dramatic differences from one side of the plate to the other.
0-2 delivery, fisted to second base, and he's got it. Ryan Adams playing at second. DeJesus retired, and Jacobuskas has a 1-2-3 inning, his first start in over a year. On the season now, let's take a look at the O's starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Hardy, Markakis, Jones, Guerrero, Lee, and Wieters, Scott, Reynolds, and Adams. For J.J. Hardy, you see that career start in the leadoff spot where he will be tonight.
And tonight for Guillermo MOSCOSO, it's second chance. He started and won his last start. He's had a couple of relief appearances in between, but beat the Orioles out in Oakland, and that is the last game they won. They've lost 7 in a row, and again, stop the madness. The A's have lost those 7 in a row, so you're going to try to change the luck around, back up on the hill, and also A for effort. The A's 2-0 in his only 2 career starts.
Another one of the emergency starters in, as they have 3 of their starters now on the DL. Braden, McCarthy, Anderson. I mean, no small matter for Oakland. And here is J.J. Hardy. Hardy leading it off. You see this homestand, a big 462 number, 3 RBI, and he's reached base 14 of the last 15 ball games. So he moves from the bottom part of the order to the very top. And puts it in the air to left field. That is way back. Hello, Ricky Henderson. A leadoff homer. J.J. Hardy and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Big smile on Hardy's face. 0-1 pitch. Probably a ball up and out of the zone. And Hardy puts his head down. He knows he's giving it a ride. You can tell by the crack of the bat.
A lead-off homer. And our pitch strike sponsored by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. J.J. Hardy's 5th home run of the season. Welcome to the leadoff spot for J.J. Hardy.
Yeah, my understanding it's the first time he's ever batted leadoff.
And the first AB's a long homer. Nick Markakis in the number 2 hole. Couple of hits and 15 at bats against the A's on the year. Nick now hitting at .240. Hardy over, getting the congratulations of the starting pitcher. A.J. Hardy now has got 17 RBIs on the year as well. MOSCOSO has given up his first home run in the 14 innings that he has pitched so far. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that one will be put up in the air. First base. Barton is there. Oops. Backs up a little bit, and he's got it.
Let's take a look at the Athletic defense tonight, which has been pretty porous of late. Willingham will be in left, Sweeney in center, DeJesus will be in right. Sizemore, Pennington, Weeks, Barton, and Suzuki around the infield. And this is, again, pretty porous defense. Couple errors last night, some more unearned runs.
Adam Jones will stand in. The Orioles last night, as we have noted along the way, getting out of that no runs in the first inning syndrome as they picked up a run in the ball game, and they've already got one here in the first inning. Adam Jones will take the breaking ball. That is in for a strike. Moscoso had the start against the Orioles, his second start of the year, and he gave up 4 runs, 5 hits over 5 innings. He got the win in the ball game, a 6-4 victory for Oakland on the West Coast trip. 0-1 delivery. Jones will miss that one. 0-2.
Yeah, back-to-back sliders. That's a pitch that during this hot streak by Adam Jones that he's still been right on. Seems when he's cool, that pitch kind of disappears on him, but when he's hot and hot as he has been, still has good swings.
The 0-2 delivery, and Adam goes after one this time. And Moscoso will get the strikeout. 2 down.
Well, 3 straight sliders. This one he does get Adam Jones to expand the zone. What you don't want to see is when a hitter's hot, sometimes they'll start expanding the zone. They're seeing the ball so well that they cool themselves off.
This is going to be an interesting ball game from the perspective of the starting pitchers. Moscoso is an emergency starter. Foul back. He's pitched only 14 innings this year. Jakubauskas has pitched only 12 2/3 innings this year, making his first start. Moscoso making his third. So these two guys have been bullpen pitchers and asked to come on here to make starts. You know they want to take full advantage of it. Guerrero will take the pitch outside. Vladdy with a 4-game hit streak coming in. He has upped his average to 289. 4 for 15 against Oakland. 1-1 delivery, and he will foul that one off as he came back inside on it.
Yeah, 4 for 14 on the homestand. Couple of RBIs. And the ever-present smile.
Not a bad thing to carry around with you all the time, actually. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Vladdy will put that one in the air towards right field. DeJesus is backing up a bit, and he's got it. Hardy has started it out with a leadoff homer for the Orioles. His 5th of the season, and the O's are up 1-0. Turn. Mary Louise, you get $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and win other prizes. Go to mdlottery.com/double play. Second inning. Willingham batting cleanup. Sweeney and then Suzuki due up for the A's, who have lost those 7 games in a row. Willingham has moved into the 10th position in the American League in RBIs now with the 39 that he has put up. Jakubowski's delivery to him, and that's going to miss outside for a ball. Not only have the A's lost 7 in a row, they've hit only .224 during that streak. And their outstanding pitching, which has held up all year, has an ERA of 6 during the losing streak. So it's been a lot of everything going wrong.
Yeah, that's how you go 0-7. You know what your strength is in carrying you is your pitching, and you just can't put that much pressure on staff day after day before it starts to give and fold. And as you say, that we talked about it yesterday, 20 different pitchers. I don't know if we've even added in today's moves to that number.
20 pitchers and 8 different starters.
And each started. I guess the 8 starters have each had 2 starts, which is pretty amazing. I often said it's not really the best staff that usually wins. It's the healthiest to try to stay healthy.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Willingham. He'll take the pitch outside. Good production for the average he's put up. 10 doubles, 10 home runs with the 39 runs batted in and the .244 average. Jakubowski's delivery to him, and that's going to miss outside. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Willingham.
Yeah, we're looking at the lineups of both clubs before the game. There's 7 hitters in the Athletics lineup that are hitting at .250 or less.
Hardy's there. Willingham is retired. The Orioles today is going to wrap up their 3-game set tomorrow night, 7:05. Hope you'll gather up family and friends for a great night of baseball. Summer evening guaranteed for you. 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. 90 degrees tonight. Doesn't feel any more than 89. Here's Ryan Sweeney. Actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah, Buck must be used to. He's got a sweater jacket on. You know,
he always has that on. He wore it in Oakland and San Francisco where it was 52, and he wears it here when it's 92. Here's a 1-1 delivery on the way, and Sweeney's going to take that. Sweeney a 2 for 8 against the Orioles so far on the year. First career start here in this ballpark. He's had 4 games in relief, a 7.84 ERA. Good off-speed delivery to Sweeney right there.
That's really changed the game plan. Sweeney and Willingham last night 0 for 7, and both those guys with historically high batting averages against the Orioles.
A 2 ball, 2 strike count. That one's going to be foul back. Jakubowski in his first year in 09 with Seattle had 8 starts in 35 appearances. Then with Pittsburgh the next year he made 1 start, and that was his last start, 2010. He took a line drive to the head and got him. Sweeney is called out. For Wieters, it's about the pitcher on the mound that he's got to kind of lead tonight and what he's got to do.
It's something where you're still going to have to throw their game. You can't just go out there and try and get 1 pitch outs every time if that's not the pitcher's game. You know, you always want to throw strikes and get ahead of hitters, and that's what we'll still do tonight. But, you know, like I said, if he goes 3 innings, if he goes 4 innings, if he goes 7 innings, as long as we go out there and pitch his game, I think he's going to be successful.
Right now, so far so good. Kurt Suzuki takes it down low for a ball.
And you get the feeling Matt Wieters knows exactly what his game is. You can usually tell. You don't see a whole lot of shaking off of signs or location.
That one is going to head to the seats, and that'll be out of play. The ball that hit him in that Pittsburgh game, the story goes, and it's true because it's on video, it hit him in the back of the head, and it rebounded all the way back to the catcher. And that ended his season, and that's the last start that Jakubowski has made. So that's why the record's all about in relief, really. The starts going back 2 years primarily, and the last start at Houston for the Pirates in 2010. 3 ball, 1 strikeout on Kurt Suzuki.
And you can be seeing kind of the high ERA. Jakubowski, part of that is he stayed out there one of those high scoring games.
That's going to be a base hit. Rolls into foul territory. Suzuki will make a turn. Scott up with it. And on to second base, a double for Suzuki.
Well, 10th double of the year for Suzuki. This is a fastball in. Jams him a little bit, but just well placed down the third baseline. Step in the dive by Reynolds, but out of his reach. And something we haven't seen a whole lot. An extra base hit. A couple in this one already, though.
He gets himself in scoring position. Home run and a double have been the 2 hits in the ballgame. Unlike the way these games have gone for the Orioles, in which they came into the ball game with 28 hits in 4 games, 27 singles. Here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui the DH, and it is turning into a struggle. And for Oakland fans and the ball club, it's a question of, has he reached the end of his baseball line? He is hitting .213, 3 home runs, and 20 RBIs on the season. It is all but a platoon situation for Matsui now in the DH role. Jakubowskis will step off to get the runner back to the bag.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell, and certainly the players are the last one maybe to admit it. But he had a pretty good year last year for the Angels. 274, 21 homers, 84 RBIs in just 145 games. So I'm sure he went into this year thinking, I've still got some left in the tank.
Runner at second, the 0-1 delivery to him, and that's a strike on the inside corner. He didn't like that call.
And when you think about it, Matsui has hit 496 home runs as a professional. That's 164 in the States and 332 in the Japan leagues. And that's usually when players are sort of nearing, when you start getting close to 3,000 hits and the 500 homers, it's
you put some
getting
time
pretty
in.
close.
Yeah,
you're right.
Suzuki off second base. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Matsui, and he will take that one down low. Matt Wieters with a good stop to hold the runner. Matsui hitting .214 with runners in scoring position, .212 at home, .213 on the road, .205 against lefties, and .215 against right-handers. There's not much spread.
Not much going on
the positive side anywhere to be found in those numbers. It's amazing that he has the RBI output of 20 that he's put up so far. Back to the mound. Jakubowskis has got it, feels his position, and gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Lee, Wieters, and Scott, the do-ups. Rangers on top. Good ground ball pitching, followed by the Jays, then the A's with 54. The Orioles have 48 in a good position there. Oakland's turned 8 double plays on the O's in 5 games. Call today for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Derek Lee will lead it off, getting back in action. He missed the West Coast trip where these two teams met up, so he's had a 1-for-4 against Oakland on the year, and that came last night. D. Lee in the big cut. Moscoso's fastball by him there for a strike. Right-handers 0-1. That'll bring up Matt Wieters.
Yeah, Wieters this homestand, 417 average on the homestand. RBI hitting .512 with the runners in scoring position. That leads all of Major League Baseball.
Continues his tremendous first half of the season for the Orioles. Wieters rips it. That's going to go into the corner. That's a fair ball. DeJesus is striking it down and plays it perfectly off the wall. A one-hopper that came right to him, so Wieters gets a hot shot single.
Can't sound much better off the bat than this potential double. He hits a rocket down the right field line, and DeJesus has gone 290 consecutive errorless games in the outfield. Watch how quickly he's on it. A little bit of English, and Wieters will wisely hold up with a single.
So the Orioles get the lead, get the one-out base hit, and that will bring up Luke Scott. Luke back in the lineup, playing in left field with that bad shoulder. Cortisone shot in it a couple of days ago, and see if he can play through it. That is still an issue. Not much question. The arm's not as strong as he would like it to be, but as Buck Showalter said before the game, got to find out if he can play. Because if he can't, then we got to do something else.
Yeah, this is really a test period right here. He's had the injection.
Hasn't had many at bats of late. With all the left-handers that have been pitching against the Orioles, Scott is the one who ends up sitting because Luke has not put up any numbers against left-handers. And over the last 10 games, just a .207 average. Luke hitting 100 against lefties and .254 against righties. 2-0 count. Wieters at first base, and that's going to be outside. So Scott gets ahead on the count here, 3-0. Luke is 0 for 2 against the 27-year-old right-hander. Wieters being held by Barton, who steps off the bag as the pitch is waiting to be delivered. And Scott taking all the way. That is in for a strike, 3-1.
As you said, he has been struggling. Last 17 games, 8 for 53. It's a 151 average. But it just seems like since this streak with the announcement of the shoulder problem, it seems like his power has been really diminished. Not pulling the ball.
Here's the 3-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be a pop up to center. Sweeney is under it. Runner halfway will go back, and there are 2 down. That'll bring up Mark Reynolds. We're giving you some of the projected numbers for some of the Orioles in each of our games here this week. The comparison to 210, what they're doing now, projected for the end of the season. See the home runs, 32 last year, projected for 25 this year. RBIs, 85 last year, 81 this year. In all fairness, it's pretty much what the Orioles thought they would get if those projected numbers are reached.
Yeah, he really has been. This is what he projects out to be. This is what they expected out of him. I think the strikeouts are down, home runs are down a little bit.
Picked up some walks along the way.
Average is about as expected. You know, he's really hitting down in the lineup. I don't think there was any thought of he'd end up as your cleanup hitter. He's got the typical numbers on the homestand. He's 2 for 12 and both hits. You know, he hasn't had a hit in the park. He's got 2 home runs.
0-1 count. Wieters still over there at first base. He has really struggled here in this home yard. You've got to believe those numbers for a guy who puts the ball in the air hard have got to pick up. He's hitting only 146 here at Camden Yards, 239 on the road. However, as you might expect in this ballpark, 5 of his 9 home runs have been hit here. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And a big cut on a pitch down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Moscoso did not have a major league start prior to this season. In fact, he pitched in only 11 games, all in relief. Only 14 innings of work prior to this year, and 14 innings of work this year. coming into this ball game. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 down. Wieters not moving over there, and an off-speed slider looked like ends up missing.
Now that's really his out pitch. He tries to get you to chase from that slider when he gets ahead or even with the count.
Good fastball, good changeup. Adjusts on the fastball with varying speeds. Wieters edging off, has the single. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that will be swung on, foul tipped, and held on to. So the strikeout recorded, 2 for Moscoso in the ball game. The O's still have the 1-0 lead on the Hardy home run. Here at home, and they've averaged 5.2 runs a ball game. That is a run more than their season average at home. So in the last 9 games coming into this one, they've picked the pace up offensively, and that's good news for the Orioles. Hardy, of course, has been one of those leading the charge. He's got the home run in this ball game, and since his return from the DL, there's no question he's a real impetus to the offense. Here is Sizemore. He will take the pitch for a strike. Sizemore, one of the newly added yesterday, and got into the ball game. And he'll ground that one to short. Hardy's going to have to make one of those long throws, and he does. Let's take a look at our PNC Minor League Report, brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. Yes, Bobby Bundy, the right-handed pitcher. You see the numbers, 6-3, ERA 2.73. Last night, 7 innings and a win at Potomac. Haven't we heard that name somewhere else?
Yeah, can't quite figure it out.
Orioles' 4th pick, his brother. Cliff Pennington will take the pitch for a strike. Pennington, a switch hitter, comes in with the 4-game hit streak. For Pennington on the year, pretty good numbers. Line shot right at Adams. Tell you one thing Jakubowskis is doing in this game, he's getting the outs in a hurry, quicker than virtually all of the other Orioles starters.
Yeah, you're looking up, 3rd inning. That's just his 40th pitch. Great strike to ball ratio, 27 strikes, just 13 balls. Getting it done, pitching to contact. The thing he's had nailed down is that outside corner with his fastball. There's another one, just well thrown, nice and easy. 88 to around 91.
Jemile Weeks fouls it off. Ricky Weeks' son making his major league debut in this ball game. He hit .321 at AAA this year. He played in 44 games, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. He had 32 strikeouts and 28 walks in 184 at bats, but a very good .321 batting average. He was a first rounder, selected in 08 as the 12th overall selection. He will pop that one up to third base. Reynolds in foul territory has got it. Jacobowskis goes start. Why not? He's retired the side in order in 2 of the 3 innings. Orioles lead. Zach Britton, along with many of the Orioles personnel, assisted Under Armour stuffing 250 backpacks for wounded servicemen and women. It's part of the project to get those backpacks out. And Under Armour and the Orioles committed to supporting those women and women who put their lives on the line to protect ours every day. You can go to Orioles.com to learn more, but a great project assisted with today by the 2 pitchers and by members of the staff. A lot of the PR people and community people on hand. Here's Ryan Adams. He's getting the start at second base, batting 9th in the ball game. Foul back. Ricky Weeks probably would like me to say it's his brother out there, not his son playing at second base. Sorry, Ricky. I know he looks really young though, but he's still your brother. And looks like you.
Well, you were just thinking about the Bundys and that whole thing.
That's right. You know? Well, you were doing that before the game. You were looking up all the brothers.
All the sibling rivalries.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Adams. That's a strike. What is it? Over 300 brother
pairs, yeah.
Played in Major League Baseball.
Couldn't find many pitching brothers, you know, which would be the case certainly with the Bundys.
0-2 delivery, and Adams will stay off it.
You know, they could think of the Necros and the Perry brothers.
No Flanagan brothers?
Nope.
You were it.
That's it.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's going to be looped to right field. Good jump. And DEJESUS will put it away. 1 down, 3rd inning. Still time to sign up for the Junior Orioles Dugout Club. It's for kids 14 and under. Tickets state remaining Dugout Club games. The hat, membership card, lunch bag, and more, only $20. There are giveaway items at every game. Family and friends can get tickets starting as low as $6. You get to upgrade at the ballpark. Next Dugout Club game, Saturday against the Rays. That's Saturday, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. Young fan right there, spitting out the sunflower seeds. Here's Hardy, who led the ball game off with a home run.
Yeah, now 3 for 3 in the short at bats against MOSCOSO.
First time batting in the leadoff spot.
And he didn't waste any time. 3 home runs his last 6 games, 5 on the year. That's just Buck Showalter, we're saying, really just didn't have anybody to plug in. They've been trying to fill the hole left by the absence of Brian Roberts.
Hardy's had 3 home runs here, 2 on the road. MOSCOSO with a 1-ball, 1 strikeout. And will miss down low. Latest word, Brian Roberts examined by the doctors in Pittsburgh regarding the concussion. At least 2 more weeks before he can do anything baseball related. it's beginning to get to the point where never mind for the rest of the year.
Yeah, just a lot of inactivity certainly involved in this waiting period, so you know you really can't be in any sort of baseball shape.
No. Real tough. Not the report they had hoped to get or that Brian wanted to hear. 3 ball, 1 strikeout. 1 down. Hardy has moved those outfielders back a couple of steps. Moscoso's delivery, and he rocks another one. It's foul, but fun to watch.
Yeah, unless you're a veteran pitcher, those really don't bother you. But certainly with a younger pitcher, like Guillermo Moscoso, at times those long, loud, foul balls can be a little intimidating.
Moscoso was at AAA. He came up on May 24 to make the emergency start. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery to Hardy. Suzuki. And there are 2 down. You see the singled out by the A's. Coming into this ball game, those are the hits in each of the games that have been picked up. Those are the singles in each of the games that have been picked up. Hardy's the only one getting any extra base hits. Hardy had the double in Game 3 in Oakland, and he's got the home run in the ball game tonight. He's the only guy in 5 games for the Orioles to have an extra base hit against the A's.
It really is kind of mind-boggling.
Here's Nick Markakis. And Mike, we should mention here in the case of the starter tonight, Moscoso, he has pitched 2 games in relief this past weekend. On Friday and Saturday against Boston, he worked in both games, 2 1/3 in one game and 2/3 in the other.
Pretty is amazing, Jimmy. When you look at the league stats and see where the team ERA is, Oakland right at the top. I've been watching most of the year. Most of the time, the staff has had an ERA under 3, and you just see how in the course of 6 or 7 games how thin they've been spread by injury. He just started pitching tonight, pitched in 2 relief games over the weekend, pitched in an extra inning game, got the loss, and took a day off and came back out and started.
Yeah, even worse than pitching, he took the loss in that game on Saturday. He allowed a run in 3 innings combined in those games.
And unfortunately, the focus sometimes gets away from winning when you're just trying to get through and have 9 innings of pitching when it gets this thin.
Here's the 1-2 delivered to Markakis. He'll foul that one back. Nick popped out his first time up. Couple of hits and 16 at-bats on the year for Nick against this Oakland team. Markakis so far in June, the numbers have not turned for him. He's 3 for 20.
Yeah, and the extra base hits, we've chronicled a lot of that. Now I think it's 80 at bats now without an extra base hit.
1-2 delivery to him, and that just missed.
Yeah, pitching, that'll keep managers up at night. Well, there was a time last week when going through it that the Orioles had 9 relievers for a couple of nights.
9 men in the bullpen.
I don't think I've ever heard of that, or certainly not seen it.
2-2 delivery. Markakis takes that one to right. He's off the end of the bat. DeJesus is there. He's got it, and a 1-2-3 inning recorded. We've completed 3 here at Camden Yards, right next to Ripken Will. Day number 2 of 3. And for the Orioles, there was their first-round pick. We talked about Dylan Bundy, and then you see the picks in the rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. Note pitchers. In 6 through 10, you got another lefty and 2 righties who have been drafted, along with a center fielder and a third baseman. Mostly college in those rounds.
Well, like we're talking, pitching, there weren't most staffs today are 12 or 13 pitchers. You need an abundance.
Never enough. Here is Derek Barton. Jakubowskis with a pitch that misses outside. He has walked no one, struck out 2 in his first start as an Oriole. Barton, DeJesus, and Willingham 2, 3, 4 in the order. Barton with a great eye. One of the better on base percentages, which is why he generally is hitting in that number 2 spot. He's got 34 walks and 40 strikeouts. On base percentage .336. Jakubowskis comes in with a strike to him, 2 and 1.
Yeah, he's second in the league in most pitches seen per plate appearance, about 4.5. And he has been hot coming into tonight. He's been 7 for his last 16.
One of the few hot hitters in the lineup. And the breaking ball is going to miss. A 3-ball, 1 strike count. 1-2-0 for the Orioles. 0-1-0 for the A's. Just the kind of numbers you thought you'd get with 2 emergency starters. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and that's fouled off right off the end of the bat. They have both had 3 very solid innings. Barton 3-2. Very quiet clubhouse, as you can expect last night after the loss, 4-2 to the Orioles, 7 in a row. Season high in losses for them, their longest losing streak since September of 09 into April of 10. And there's another one of those free passes. Talking about the draft, some think that the best draft ever was the Dodgers in 1968. These are the players that they took in that 1 year. I mean, Davey Lopes, Jeff Zahn, Bobby Valentine out of high school. Bill Buckner would have a tremendous career. Ferguson would catch and then manage. Garvey, Lopes would be part of the great infield. Pachorik would be an outstanding hitter. I mean, it's unbelievable that 15 players made the majors out of the draft in 1968 by the Dodgers, including 3/4 of that infield that played together longer than any other infield. Garvey, Say, and Lopes were all drafted in 68 by the Dodgers, and then Russell was added later to that infield that took them to championships in 74 and 81.
Yeah, I went back and actually looked at some of the Oriole players, and granted they've been drafted by other teams, just to see how many had come out of the same draft. And the most I could come up, certainly with the Orioles, was Jimmy Johnson, Luke Scott, who was in left field tonight, and J.J. Hardy were all out of the 01 draft. So I mean, just 3 players out of the entire draft, and to have the kind of numbers. Yeah, J.J. Hardy was a 2nd-round pick in 01. Luke Scott in left was a 9th-round pick, and Jimmy Johnson was a 5th-round pick of the Orioles in 01.
Runner at first base. Jakubowskis with a throw over. DeJesus popped out his first time up. Leadoff walk here in the 4th inning. He first surrendered by the Oriole right-hander. Yeah, that's to have 15 major league players, not just major leaguers, but most of whom had outstanding careers. It's just amazing. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that's going to be ripped towards the corner, and it is a foul ball. Just missed Chris Guccione right on the line at first base.
That's when things are not going well. They go just foul. Again, DeJesus, we were telling you about his struggles at the plate.
No argument. He was looking right at it.
Just got the old head shake.
So he will come back, and Barton will go back to first base.
And DeJesus probably sorry to see the month of May go. Had 5 home runs in May. All 5 that he's hit this year.
And will take the pitch inside. He is trying to get out of an 0 for 10 that he is in right now with the pop-up that he had in the first at bat. Average has dipped down to 245. Oakland team really struggling in the road. 13 and 19 now in road games. 2-2 delivery. There goes the bat. Logo. Swung on and missed. He's out of there, and he looked over just to make sure everybody was all right. Doesn't even bother to go after the bat. He struck out with it.
Not my good luck bat.
Not my good luck bat. 3 strikeouts for Jakabauskas. Leaves a runner at first, 1 away. I think everybody's okay. Kind of caught the arm of the lady there, but she signaled that she thinks she's all right. Runner at first and 1 down. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Josh Willingham. Willingham lined out to short, and Adam ball to Hardy. His first time up. He's hitting .245 on the year. He's had a good season against the Orioles. Coming into this game, he's now 4 for 16 with a couple of home runs.
And not sure where the Athletics would be without Willingham. And they've hit the fewest amount of home runs, 38 coming in today, and he has 10, so he has over a quarter of their home run production. And he's had great numbers with runners in scoring position.
Willingham, a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Barton not going at first. Jakabauskas will miss inside, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. 32-year-old, 6 wins and 8 losses for Jakabauskas on his career. 2 wins, 6 losses as a starter.
I mean, it really has been an amazing journey for him.
And that is a strike. 2-2.
He has really shown good command. I've been impressed. Breaking ball, he's getting over the plate, locating. He's not, seems to be overthrowing, nice and smooth, caring more about control. I think when he entered pro ball, he really went into the independent leagues back in '03. He was a first baseman, converted to pitcher.
And gets him foul, tipped into the mitt. Weeder's able to hang on to it. And Willingham walks away looking out like, wow.
Yeah, a little bit of a cut fastball. I'm not sure this ball just takes off on his own or is a planned pitch, but it's very effective.
It's 2 strikeouts in a row and 4 in the ball game for him. So now with the runner still over there at first base, there are 2 down. He has equaled his career high in strikeouts. 4. He's done it 3 times now, most recently May 15 of '09.
Again, back to the independently, he made the conversion and went to be a pitcher, and he ranked 4th in the league in earned runs allowed and losses. In the independent league in '03, '04, he went back to the Florence Freedom of the Frontier League. Say that 3 times fast. And then in '05, he spent the year with the Ohio Valley Redcoats of the Independent Frontier League. Kind of split time between hitting and pitching. And then in '06, played for the Fullerton Flyers, the Golden Baseball League. So, I mean, he has played everywhere.
Fouled away by Ryan Sweeney, who struck out his first time up. That's a real feel-good story tonight for Jakabauskas to have gone through all of that. His major league debut was back in '09 for Minnesota in April. Out of the bullpen, a couple of innings work. He got his first win actually against Oakland in '09. That's going to go into left field for a base hit. Sweeney. Scott will hold the runner. And now runners at first and second with 2 away. 2110 Utah Street, presented by Southwest Airlines, returns to Camden Yards Saturday. Game against the Rays at 7:05. 1 low price. Receive the Utah Street bleacher seat. 2110 Utah Street t-shirt. Space is limited. So join Nick and Adam with tickets at 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. It's going to be on Saturday. 2110.
Again, talking about draft picks, those 2 go back to the '03 draft, both first-round picks, Markakis and Adam Jones. Again, out of that same draft, and both first-rounders.
And a fly ball by Suzuki to left field. Luke Scott is under it. Jakabauskas works his way out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Orioles up. Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Summer night here at Camden Yards. Wind blowing there, but here inside the ballpark tonight, it's still. Humidity is down, so that has made it a very comfortable night once that sun moved away. Getting better with age? Well, number one, he's not very old, but look at the numbers for him. He's really coming of age. His average has gone up 270, 277, 284, and right now batting 290 true. Improved his average each of the years in the majors, and no reason to believe he won't continue to do that for the Orioles.
Yeah, it really has shown that consistent improvement.
Adam, a strikeout victim, his first time up. This is a ball club he's having no luck against this year. He's 1 for 15 against the A's on the season. And he will take the pitch for a strike. MOSCOSO has walked nobody and struck out 2. 27-year-old right-hander, the 0-1 delivery. The Orioles will see another lefty in the ball game tomorrow. This ends up being the same rotation that they saw out on the West Coast. Orioles seemingly don't go but one game between left-handers. Zach Britton and Josh Outman, the scheduled starters for tomorrow night.
That seems like if clubs have a left-hander, they kind of pencil them into the rotation. I'll try to match it up against the Orioles, though they've done better of late against the left-handers.
They have. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Jones. Adam will foul that one away. Jones here at home on the season, hitting .307, 6 home runs. On the road, 273 with 1 homer.
Hey, what really jumps out at me is the RBIs. He has 31 on the year, 25 at home.
His RBI total is second best in a home ballpark in the American League. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Jones. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 4th inning. Look at our Lexus League leaderboard, brought to you by Lexus of Towson, Baltimore area's #1 Lexus dealer, who invites you to come in and see why they're #1. Singles in the American League, the speedsters like Juan Pierre and Ichiro and Denard Span, Elvis Andrus of Texas, Adrian Gonzalez. Bit of a surprise he would be in that group. Callaspo, and then Vladdy, who's got 50 along with Jeter and Michael Young. Singles leader. Jones at first, and Guerrero will foul it back. Guerrero will fly down his first time up.
Not going for a single on that swing.
As a DH, Vladdy right now ranks 4th in homers and 3rd in RBIs as a designated hitter. Orioles DH, some of the best offensive numbers in the league, while it shifts the opposite for Oakland, with Hideki Matsui's batting average the 5th lowest among DHs.
And you just mentioned Adrian Gonzalez. I just looked him up. He's also among the league leaders in doubles and leading the league in RBIs. We're having a real big year for the Red Sox.
And a very close play, but Jones able to get back in.
Little bit of a lean by Adam Jones, and again of late the Athletics have had a problem throwing out anybody. 23 of the last 25 have been successful with Kurt Suzuki behind the plate.
0-1 and a long look over. Let's take a look at the east winds here. A little look at what's going on, because you were talking about Gonzalez, 50 RBIs, but hey, how about David Ortiz? He leads the team as homers, on base percentage, and slugging. Adam Lynn, we saw him come back. He's hot for Toronto right now. The Yankees' Mark Teixeira is heating up, first multi-homer game picked up the other day as the Yankees look to hang on to first place against the Red Sox in their big showdown that is underway.
Teixeira passing Granderson for second place behind Jose Bautista in the home run race.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Jones drawing a lot of attention over there. MOSCOSO's delivery is going to be a base hit. Vladdy is on with another single, his 51st. And the Orioles get the first 2 on in the 4th inning.
He just seems to have that kind of groove swing. It seems like if it's on the ground, it's between short and third or dead straight up the middle.
So let's see if the Orioles can make hay out of this. It is amazing, though, that the singles continue to be the story. The home run by Hardy is the only run up on the board, and the only extra base hit of the 4 the Orioles have in this ball game. Nobody out. Here's Lee. He flied to center his first time up. Moscoso's pitch is going to miss, and it is a ball. Not good numbers with runners in scoring position at 139 for DARIC Lee. Here's the 1-0 to him. Off-speed pitch to third. Sizemore, Weeks, and another double play turned against the Orioles. Runner moves over to third.
Yeah, quickly turned. It's on top of it. Sizemore. Look at the Weeks, a little bit of transition. And Barton was really had some problems at first base this year. 7 errors.
7 double plays hit into by Lee. He is tied for the team lead, and of course missed time on the DL. So Waiters will be asked to do what he's done all year, get him home. Runner at third, 2 down. Waiters a single his first time up, and Matt will take that pitch for a ball. See the number crunching here for Matt. Home runs 11 last year, projected for 14. RBIs projected to be up from 55 to 78, and his average also up. Big improvement for Waiters in the offensive department.
Yeah, his game is really just accelerating. See the 455 average, 10 for 22. Home run and 14 RBIs.
Jones at third base, 2 down. Matt continues to lead the league with the overall 512 average of runners in scoring position. Breaking ball, that's going to miss, and those kind of numbers are getting him these kinds of pitches. 3-0.
Yeah, it gets him a lot of attention. He's now got, I think, 7 walks with runners in scoring positions. They're pitching him much more carefully, and part of the reason, and we looked it up today, with men in scoring position, he's had 58 coming in tonight. He's knocked in 26 of them. That's a very high number.
3-0 delivery, and the fastball is in, and it goes to 3-1. Orioles leading on the Hardy leadoff home run. Is this going to be a ball game like last night, where the Orioles got the runs in the first 2 innings and none after? Get a run in the first inning here. Moscoso with a 3-1 delivery, and that will be fouled back. Full count.
It'll be interesting to see if Moscoso takes a look on deck. Sometimes when you haven't been starting regularly, you're just worried about the guy at the plate and not concerned about sort of pitching safely through a lineup.
He's got a 3-2 count. Jones off third. Waiters off the handle, will foul it right straight back and hold the count full at 3-2.
And best fastball of the night, 50 or 93 miles an hour.
58 pitches thrown by the starter. Again, we remind you he had relief appearances Friday and Saturday. Jones at third base. Weeders trying to bring him in.
I think both managers have to be thrilled with their spot starters tonight.
3-2 delivery again. Waiters, that's going to be to second. Knocked down by Weeks. Good play, and gets the out. So the Orioles, despite getting the first 2 on, do not convert. They leave 1 on and lead 1-0. high in strikeouts with 4 in the ballgame.
He's thrown extremely well, using all his pitches, fastball, curveball, and even a little cutter. I think that you noticed pretty much all the pitches right to the glove of Wieters.
Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Orioles trying to put a couple of W's up against this team that swept them on the West Coast. Matsui will lead it off, hitting just .211 on the year. He grounded back to the mound last time up. Sizemore and then Pennington, the bottom third of the order. And Matsui will take the pitch for a strike. Matsui, good numbers here at Camden Yards. All the games he played here with the Yankees. .284 average lifetime with 7 home runs here in this ballpark. 0-1 delivery to him will be fouled away. And a 2-strike count. Jakabauskas has not fooled around with anybody at the plate. Put the target, throw a strike.
No, it's like when you're in a good groove, you really do block out the hitter and you just hone in on the glove, just see the glove.
0-2 count. Talked about the struggles Matsui's having this year. In case you're wondering, his career numbers before the All-Star break, .283 average, after .290. So at least for his career, there hasn't been much difference in the batting average. He hopes this year it's going to be a little different. 1-2 delivery, check swing. He went around the home plate umpire, Mike Everett, making the call. So there's a new career high. Jakabauskas with 5 Ks.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job. He's used his fastball to get ahead. He's painted to the outside corner. You can see right here. Little tap on the ground by Wieters, wanting it down, and he delivers. Again, I think I've been very impressed with his command tonight.
Scott Sizemore grounded out his first time up, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Only 2 hits for the A's, 4 for the O's, with that Hardy home run leading off the bottom of the first inning is still the difference in this ballgame. How about that?
13 to 76%.
Come up swinging, or you're going to be behind in the count.
Yeah, he usually had one of those nights. Just very kind of quietly. He's ahead. You look up 0-2, 1-2. Nothing flashy, just making good quality pitches.
Ahead on the count 1-2, and the fastball will just miss inside.
Hey, you're not supposed to make it look this easy when you've been kind of jumbled around out of the bullpen, long, short. But he's certainly has prepared well and has been focused.
Sizemore will lean over the plate and watch it go by and misses, and the count goes full. 3-ball, 2-strike count.
We talked about it's part of the keys to the game. This is an opportunity to impress your manager. You know, there's not a lot of spots for a 5th starter. A lot of off days this month.
3-2 pitch to second base. Let him field it. Hello, Ryan Adams. 2 down. Wow, he said.
And that was a major league hitter that hits this low rocket. All the hard hit balls are not necessarily up in the air. Backhanded pick. Easy throw over, low rocket.
Soft hands on that one. Here's Cliff Pennington, 2 down, nobody on. Strike on the inside corner to Pennington, who lined out to second. Jakabauskas has retired the side in order twice. The other innings, the only one with 2 men on was in the 4th. It'll be fouled away. Only 3 left on by the A's, 2 in scoring position. Let's take a look at this state of baseball history, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios, the network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. John McQuinn, the oldest MLB with an extra base hit. And it would be 70 years before Julio Franco would break that mark, set in 32. In 98, Eddie Murray of the O's had the uniform retired, number 33, set aside here at Camden Yards. 2002, the St. Paul Saints gave away seats, cushions, that had Bud Selig on one side and a picture of Donald Fear on the other. You know it had to be a Vec who was running that promotion, and it was Bill Vec's son, Mike.
And you couldn't sit on the edge.
And you couldn't sit on the edge. You had to sit on one or the other. And they took a count in the 5th inning. Ground ball. Oh, man, that caught him right on the foot. Ankle maybe. It's a base hit. Jakubowskis, though, takes a liner. The last time out he started in Pittsburgh over a year ago, he got hit in the back of the head that ended his season. His next start, he gets into the 5th inning and takes a shot off the leg or ankle.
And Richie Bancel is a team just trying to give him a little bit of a break. Low line drive. You're right. Looks like it's off the left ankle. He falls off a little bit towards first base.
And boy, he took all of that. As you saw, it didn't hit anything else except him.
Again, we talk about pitchers that simply focus on the glove. You see that quick line drive right back.
Oh.
Again, yeah, it's left shin or left ankle. And what happens is that the leg really kind of goes numb. Not sure what Buck Shaw will make a determination. See if he's going to try to throw a couple pitches. That's usually what happens next. So he's all right, but I'm sure going to want him to throw a couple. Maybe the last thing he wants to do is to be knocked out of this game by a line drive. See him almost shaking his head.
Especially with 2 out in the 5th inning.
That's right. The thing is with a lot of pitchers too, what happens is, and we talked about it, focus and concentration. You will be watching that glove, and when you're really concentrating on the glove, you block out or you don't see the hitter sometimes. And I know Mike Mussina talked about it when he got hit by the line drive. You're tracking that pitch all the way to the glove, and then all of a sudden the bat comes through. You're really not reacting to it off the bat. In other words, you're not watching the big pitcher. I had times when I would pitch and he honed in on the glove and won't be hit right by me, and I would barely react because I didn't expect it.
He's going to try and go on. It is the landing foot. It is a base hit for Pennington. Just an outstanding start. And he goes to the top of the order. Jemile Weeks has struck out and popped out. Hit number 3 for the A's. In at third base, Reynolds. Ground ball to second. And boy, that is just what Jakubowskis needed. 1 pitch to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles have the 1-0 lead. The Orioles on the Hardy home run have the 1-0 lead. So you get hit by a pitch like that on the mound. You go back to the dugout. Yeah. What are you doing? What do you do?
Well, in the old days, they put that old freeze spray on it and just numb your leg, and maybe you feel like you were pitching on stilts. I think they're probably a little bit more progressed than 20 years ago. So, it's good to see him in the dugout. Big smile on his face. 5 innings in the book. Has to be real pleased.
We always say it gets worse as the night goes along if you try and keep pitching. Is that fair? Is that true?
Well, yeah. I mean, in the old days, again, Earl Weaver would say, just go till you get in trouble, which could be 12 or 13 or 14 innings.
He was smiling when he went back to the bench, though, so it looked like it. I mean, at least he was in good spirits.
Oh, absolutely. Big smile on his face all night. He's really pitched certainly terrific, and I'm sure he feels like he weathered the storm.
Great part of it is that he's thrown so many strikes in this game and just come at the hitters, and has been very relaxed out there with a very fluid delivery tonight. And the Orioles with a 1-run for him that Hardy got on the leadoff homer in the first inning.
He's probably wishing he'd shaken off the first pitch. Can we have a do-over on that first one?
That will be fouled back. Luke Scott. Scott leading it off. Scott, Reynolds, and Adams due up in the bottom half of the fifth for the Orioles. I'll tell you about how little Luke has played of late. Here in June with just 9 at bats. He flied out first time up, and the pitch is away to him. Moscoso has walked none, struck out 2. Jakubowicz has walked 1, struck out 5. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Off speed pitch off the end of the bat. Just barely nipped that one. I mean, he's walking around and
trying to keep
getting any treatment.
Trying to keep the feeling going in his leg.
There's the discussion about do we go or do we not with him. Play Rapata in the bullpen.
It hasn't worked in a long time. Just seems like enjoying the moment.
Whoa, he got that one. That is way back to right. And goodbye home run. Utah straight low. Luke Scott just jammed it. And the Orioles have a 2-0 lead.
Both runs coming in via the long ball. 7th homer of the year. 1-2 pitch. Target away. Ends up belt middle in. 7th home run for Luke Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Makes the leg feel a whole lot better.
Our pitch track sponsored by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Here's Reynolds.
I was watching DeJesus and Wright, and he was deking like he was.
Yeah.
And I'm going, who was he trying to decoy?
He moved in about 5 steps as though he was going to make a catch. And the ball was going to hit off the warehouse. Mark Reynolds will take the pitch up high for a ball. So the Orioles with 2 home runs off Moscoso, who came in the 14 innings that he pitched without surrendering a homer. And Luke Scott, he got all of that one. That's Luke's 3rd home run, 3 of 7 here at Camden Yards this year. And make no mistake, that matters, because Buck Showalter's taking a long look tonight to see whether or not Scott can play with that shoulder.
How he goes about his business. It's not so much the results, but how he's swinging. Does he look like he has a hampered swing?
There's nothing hampered about that one.
I should tell everybody all about it.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Reynolds. Reynolds a strikeout victim his first time up. And that will be taken outside. So the count is full, 3-2. And a 2-0 lead. 5 hits now for the Orioles in the game. The 2 home runs and 3 singles. Here's the 3-2. Moscoso gives you that little second walk out there that's timing-wise trying to get the hitters off.
It reminds you a little bit of Daisuke Matsusaka, that kind of second pump.
A player whose future is now in question. Daisuke gone for the year. The elbow problem.
A lot of rotation problems in Boston, too. We were talking about health of starting rotations.
And on with a walk. And our AT&T Mobility Trivia fact. The Baltimore Orioles first played in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That was back in 1901. And the rest of the story, the team named the Brewers played in Wisconsin just 1 year before moving to St. Louis. It all gets very complicated with the names that come and go. Warm-up action. That's Wirtz. Michael. Moscoso has surrendered his first walk of the ball game. Brian Adams at the plate. Adams flied out to right his first time up. For Ryan, this is the 6th game he's appeared in. He's had only 12 at-bats. Picked up 3 hits, all singles. Runner off first base, Reynolds. Question for the organization with Adams is, do you keep him here as a backup player on the bench with not a lot of at-bats, or do you send him down and get the playing time and give him a chance to have a season in the minors?
Yeah, that is the big question. You know, defensively, he's spent a long time on that part of it. I know Buck Showalter feels he's going to hit at the major league level, no doubt about it. He just has one of those great swings and great confidence as a hitter.
Robert Andino's hit the lefties real hard, has been getting the work in at second base. Adams at Norfolk was hitting .303 in 39 games before being called up. Had a very good spring. 1-0 count. MOSCOSO with a runner going, and that one's going to be fouled away, and the bat, another one out of the hands. This time stays on the field.
A couple of batting gloves. With some tape on it, all wrapped.
He's asking for.
The top hand rolls over, then the left hand, the bottom hand can't hold on to it. A little bit more of that firm grip. I see a lot of hitters say they round out that knob with tape. That's why a lot of times it'll slip off. It doesn't have that little notch.
He uses a bat with a fairly big handle for this day and age. I mean, most of them are slender. He's got a little more wood in the lower part of the bat.
And he can really generate some bat speed.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be in the dirt. Suzuki with a good stop to hold the runner at first. Reynolds. There you saw Buck Showalter trying something he's talked about doing. Said if we get hit and run chances, we have the right people in the positions, we'll try it. And this is one of those with Reynolds on and Adams up. Adams can handle a bat, so he put Reynolds in motion. Now the count at 2-1. MOSCOSO making a lot of throws over there on Reynolds, which may indicate, one, he thinks Reynolds might be going on a hit and run, trying to catch him, or two, I'm getting tired.
Well, throw to any base but home.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The Athletics play so many close games, 1-run, 2-run games. They really pay attention to the importance of a single out.
Here's the 2-1, runner going again, and again it will be foul back.
That's your hit and run. See the look back by Reynolds, and the designed a little bit late swing by Adams.
Some people over the years, Joe Morgan, long time ago, Joe was talking about hit and run and stealing, and he said to me, you'll always know the difference. The guy's stealing, you never ever look back to the plate.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't matter. But if it's a hit and run, you always look back to try and see where the ball is.
Absolutely.
I found over the years, though, that there are a number of runners who, when they're stealing, will look back. It costs you a little bit in time when you do that. 2-2 delivery, foul back. I know because I've said, well, there was a hit and run on. Then after the game, they said, no, it wasn't. I was just trying to steal. I said, well, why were you looking at the plate? Well, I wanted to see where the ball was.
Let's see what was going on this long journey to second base.
And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I see Zach Britton talking with the hitting coach, Jim Presley. Interleague play coming up. They're getting a lot of at-bats, and Jim Presley's getting a lot of questions from the pitching staff.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Runner not going. That one down to third. Sizemore, one, weaks the relay, and another double play turn. Second, 5-4-3. The A's have turned in the ballgame.
Yeah, pretty nicely done. Sizemore at third. About a 5 hopper. Key to the turning double plays. That first accurate throw to Weeks. And that's what the Athletics did so well out in Oakland. Gonzalez had 5 double plays behind him in one game.
So the bases are empty and 2 down. J.J. Hardy with his 5th home run came in the 1st inning. And until that home run this inning by Scott, the only one on the board. Orioles taking advantage of the long ball in the game. Deep in the hole, Pennington, and a one-hopper that Barton is able to handle. Luke Scott getting the home run, his 6th career home run that's ended up on Utah Street for Scott. He's now the all-time O's leader on Utah Street homers.
Look at the strikeouts, 31 strikeouts. The bullpen has been really functioning extremely well of late. And with that, Rapado will come out of the bullpen. 16th appearance. Hasn't worked in a while. He's not worked in about 10 days when he last worked out in Oakland. But you can see how Buck Showalter is going to try to weave his way through this Oakland lineup with a couple of left-handers do. Rapado with great numbers against lefties. They're just 3 for 27. Righties 6 for 8 with 2 home runs. So I do not think he will be facing Willingham unless there's maybe nobody out or 2 outs and nobody on.
So here is Derek Barton, who will lead it off. He has flied out and drawn a walk. And this is where the A's struggle to respond. As we said, they have hitters put in a lineup specifically to face a left or right-hander. So now when you're in the middle of a ball game, do you take some of the guys off the bench if you Garen?
It's hard to make that decision in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
To make that change.
You're almost frozen where you are until a little later in the ball game.
Right. You said it's going to happen later. Am I going to have to do this again in the 8th inning?
They've got Coco Crisp, a switch hitter. Connor Jackson, a right-hander, on the bench. Rapado's pitch is going to be away, and the count will go to 1-2 on Barton. Barton hitting .271 off the lefties, .205 off right-handers. 1-2 delivery, and the sweeping pitch will miss, and the count goes to 2-2. You can win a Masson Maximum Access experience at Camden Yards. Your chance. Text WIN 29292. Message and data rate supply. And that'll be a slow roller on the 2-2 pitch. Lee's right at the bag. 1 away. Orioles leading it by a score of 2-0. They have out-hit the A's 5-3. A's have left 4 and the Orioles 2. Jagabauskas out of there. Gave up no runs. A's only got 3 hits off him. He walked 1 and struck out a career high 5. Just an outstanding performance. Picardo up in the bullpen. Here's DeJesus. He takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. And this is one of the guys who would not normally hit against a left-hander, hitting 106 against him.
Then you see the matchup, and this is what Rapata knows his job is to get that left-hander.
Rapata worked a third of an inning in the games on the West Coast, had a strikeout, came in to get one out. This will be his 7th game against the A's lifetime. He's given up 4 runs, 3 hits, in 4 innings worked against Oakland. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Jesus. Pull a string on that one.
Slow sweeping breaking ball. Really showing no signs of rust. 1-1 pitch. You just drag it across and out of the strike zone. If you keep chasing that pitch, you can see how you hit 100.
1 ball, 2 strike out. And just missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty with Willingham, a right-handed hitter, waiting on deck.
Pretty safe to say you probably see him go back to that sweeping breaking ball.
2-2 delivery. He did get a pop-up. Reynolds will come over and will not have a play. Orioles are looking with a victory in this game to guarantee themselves a series win in this 3-game set. It would be the first time in 9 series that the Orioles would have won a series against this Oakland team. Oakland has had the Orioles numbered since the 08 season. The Orioles have gone 5-20 against the A's. Up the middle, one hopper. Hardy. Ball had a ton of English on it. DeJesus is retired, 2 down. And that will be it. So Rapata will come out of the ball game. He got the 2 outs that the Orioles were after. And Jeremy Accardo will come on with 2 down and nobody on to face Willingham with the Orioles on top, 2-0. AT Rethink Possible, and by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Gorgeous summer night here in Baltimore and at the ballpark. Good job done, Mark Connick, congratulating Rapata, and to the bullpen we go.
And with that, Jeremy Accardo will get in 21st appearance of the year for Accardo. 3-1 out of the bullpen. He and Jimmy Johnson had 7 of the Orioles' 9 wins by their relievers. 27 innings of work. 27 hits, 15 walks, 17 strikeouts. But, he's given the Orioles some real meaningful big outs out of the bullpen.
Willingham is lined out and struck out. Josh Willingham is 0 for 3 against Accardo. 2 down, nobody on in the 6th inning. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Sweeney waiting on deck if he gets a chance, a left-handed batter.
That was a real nice job by Rapata. Again, one of those lefties gets on. You're facing Willingham representing the tying run.
That's going to be a base hit into left field. And Willingham is on with a single.
Again, that's their big power threat. 10 home runs of their 38 that they've hit. So happy to see him go by that part of the order.
And that will bring up Sweeney. Rapata's been outstanding. That's the 9th scoreless inning he's worked in his last 10 appearances, and the 6th hitless outing he's had in his last 10. A specialty pitcher called on to get left-handers out, and he's doing it. Ricardo now with 2 down against Sweeney. Dangerous. Only a 2-0 ball game. Sweeney has not had a home run, but he's got home run power. 86 game, 301 at-bats without a home run, the longest of his career. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and Sweeney to third, and Mark Reynolds hauls it in. Good play by Reynolds to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And with a little help from the D, Orioles set him down.
Highlights early on and often. J.J. Hardy going deep, first batter of the game, giving us an instant 1-0 lead, and then Jakubakis, a nice job this evening locating his pitches. A little bit of a scare in the 5th, the line drive, then Luke Scott will add to that run. Offense feeling real good about a nice job by Jakubakis to go through the 5 innings, and more than I think Buck Showalter could have hoped for. J.J. Hardy to lead off home run, and then followed up by Luke Scott's solo home run in the 5th. And with that, Michael Wirtz will come out of the bullpen. 19th appearance, a pretty good ERA, 2.16. He's not allowed a run in 15 of his 18 appearances this year, and again, an outstanding ERA. Last worked in Boston, and again, he has been another one of the better relievers for this Oakland staff.
2 home runs against the staff that, coming into the ball game, had given up the fewest home runs in the American League. 25 homers had been surrendered. They surrendered 2 in the ball game. Moscoso giving up the first 2 home runs off him this year.
Yeah, the number that really jumps out again, and we've seen it all year long, when the A's score 4 or less, they are 7 and 38.
Nick Markakis will lead it off in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Michael Wirtz has really done a number on right-handers in particular. They're hitting 94 against him. Left-handers are 231. He's given up only 1 homer, and that was to a left-hander. 1-0 delivery by Wirtz, and a strike taken. Markakis 0 for 2. He has popped out and flied out. Nick got a hit in the ballgame, a single last night at an RBI, continuing his streak. 160 consecutive series in which he's had at least 1 hit. Willingham will go back and over towards the line. He's got it, and Markakis is retired. On Sunday, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over at the Rays-O's game at 1:35 get the Orange O's cap presented by DAP. Don't miss the annual fan favorite presented by DAP. It's a great summer afternoon at the ballpark. Get tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Adam Jones has singled and struck out. Coming into this ball game, over the previous 4 games these teams have played, Oakland was out hitting, outscoring the Orioles, and their pitching had been able to really hold the Orioles to a 2.57 earned run average. The Orioles here in these first 2 games here at Camden Yards have been able to squeeze out some runs. Held on last night after getting the runs in the first 2 innings, 4 of them, and got a 4-2 win. They had 11 in a row retired. 11 Orioles in a row were retired at the end of the ball game. But Bob Guerin's team could not find the runs.
Well, what's changed too? The last 3 games, the Orioles have scored in the first inning. So they hadn't done what it was. They had 9 runs in the first inning all year long.
Got that one to left field. If it stays fair, goodbye, home run. Adam Jones continues on his tear, a 3-homer ball game for the Orioles and a 3-0 lead.
Home run of the season for Adam Jones. Hanging slider by Wirtz right in the middle of the plate, and Adam Jones does not miss it. Great shoulder rotation, head still.
And our Dodge Ram Exmo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram, which is just what Adam Jones did. 3 runs on 6 hits, all or nothing. 3 homers and 3 singles. And the Orioles take the 3-0 lead in the ball game. And an 0-1 count on Guerrero. Vladdy with a single, 1 for 2. He now has a 5-game hit streak. They popped that one up at the plate. Suzuki with a little help gets it. He had Barton coming in. Tough catch for a catcher, but he got it. 2 down. So the Orioles' first 3-homer game since April 18 against Minnesota. Hardy, Scott, and Jones. The 3 homers in the ball game and all the runs. Derek Lee will pop it up to second. Weeks. And he's got it. So it's Jones in the inning, doing what few have been able to do against any of these pitchers on this Oakland staff, and that's get the long ball. But the Orioles with 3 of them tonight. problem for him.
I love this game. I love the defensive side. I love the offensive side. So, whenever we're taking BP, I love trying to soak in any information from hitting coaches or, when we're doing defense, you're talking to your catching coaches, trying to just get as much information as you can. And, you can sit down at night when you get home and try and compartmentalize and say, this is what I need to work on, this aspect of the game, this is what I need to work on, this aspect. But, the main thing is trying to get as much information as quickly as possible. And that's how you're going to advance the fastest.
He does that and has since day one. That full interview that Amber had with Matt Wieters can be seen Thursday on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report. Thursday with Matt. 3-0 lead as we go to the 7th inning. Ricardo stays out on the mound for the Orioles. Pitch will be taken down low. Kurt Suzuki has had a double. He has hit 1 for 2 in the ball game. That'll miss outside. This is a ball game still very much up for grabs here. As Oakland's got some people in the lineup who can do the same thing the Orioles have done, hit the long ball. They are trying to get out of a 7-game losing streak. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery, and that'll be in the air to center. Jones. Suzuki retired. On Friday, spend your lunch hour in York, Pennsylvania at Orioles official team store, York Galleria Mall. You'll be visited there by J.J. Hardy, who's going to be on hand from noon to 1, signing autographs and meeting fans. That's Friday at the Orioles team store in York. For details on community appearances, go to OriolesReach.com. Hideki Matsui, the DH, has struck out and grounded out. Looking up the numbers on Michael Wirtz, who gave up that home run to Adam Jones, right-handers have gone 3 for 32 against him with no home runs. So Jones has the 4th hit off Michael Wirtz as a right-hander this year. 1-0 delivery. Matsui fouls it away. Matsui's average now down to .210 on the year. This road trip has been a stunner for Oakland with the Eastern teams, Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles. Here's the 1-1, and Matsui will back away from the Ricardo pitch. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, Buck Showalter really looking for Ricardo to get through most of this inning, if not all of it, and then go with his familiar trio with Jimmy Johnson, Koji, and then Kevin Gregg for the final.
2-1 delivery to Matsui. That's grounded to third. They were pulled over. So Reynolds almost in the shortstop hole. Matsui's retired. 2 down. What you were talking about, Mike?
Yeah, Jim Johnson, we've been talking about the draft. He came out of the 01 draft along with Luke Scott and J.J. Hardy. But he has been part of that real good side of the Oriole bullpen. Pitching the 7th, 8th, 9th pretty regularly with a lead in a close game.
Here's Scott Sizemore. Sizemore starting at third base. Has gone 0 for 2 in the ball game. One strike delivery to him, and he did not get a good cut on that one. Put it by him. 0-2. Ricardo with the 0-2 pitch. It is outside for a ball. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jeremy Ricardo working for the 2nd time this year against the A's. He gave up nothing in an inning in the 3rd in Oakland this year. There's been a roller coaster for about every part of the Orioles team this year. Offense has had its real ups and downs. Starters, ups and downs. Bullpen in particular has had its ups and downs. Right now, have a lot of upside. Scott Sizemore waiting on it. That is way down low in the dirt. Scooped away in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Greg Breslow Left-hander warming up in the bullpen. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery. That'll be a base hit into left center field. Adam Jones over to get it. Sizemore's on with his first hit. It comes with 2 down in the 7th inning.
We'll see what Buck Showalter does here. Does he go one more hitter? I've seen a couple of games he'll use Jimmy Johnson. Did it a couple of nights ago. Came in to get a big double play to get out of an inning.
Ricardo will stay on and will be facing Pennington, the switch hitter, who has singled and lined out.
Yes, Ricardo has real good numbers, or pretty good numbers, against lefties. He gets them out about equally, left-handers and right-handers. And just such a long time ago was last night that Jimmy Johnson came in and got a double play to get out of the 6th and then finished the 7th.
Pennington with 2 down takes the pitch for a strike. He's been hot, 373 over the last 14 games. Has a 5-game hit streak. He extended with a single in this one, 1 for 2. Here you see the numbers for Pennington. Ricardo, the 0-1 delivery. Pennington will take it inside, 1-1. Pennington as good a number 9 hitter as there is in the American League, and he has stayed in that spot, providing some offense and some RBIs, 17 of them. 1-1 delivery. Popped him up. Lee just out of his reach. Bounced right back to him, and he turns it back over to the fans. One and 2 to Pennington. He's the number 9 hitter. Weeks waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. He gets it in the air to right field. Markakis got a long way to go. He'll get there, and that will retire the side. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink responsibly. The bullpen's done its job. Orioles lead. Mike, this is the kind of game where on paper, and this had to be drawn out on paper by the Orioles, Buck Showalter and company, it's gone pretty much the way they hoped it would.
It really has turned out, I think, better than expected. When you go back a couple of days ago, they weren't even sure if he was going to pitch tonight and if they needed him out of the bullpen a day ago. So, I mean, they really have done a nice job. He really rose to the occasion and gave Buck Showalter everything he needed tonight.
And the Orioles are getting the extra base hits here at home. This is what the Orioles are looking for as the summer goes along, to take advantage of some of the long ball guys in the lineup.
It really is amazing how big one run is when you don't give up any. You know, you get the 3 home runs tonight. It looks like it's a lopsided ball game.
And the defense, which had kind of shuddered for a week, seems to be back and playing steadily.
Really has tightened up, and I think we've put a lot of focus on J.J. Hardy in the middle of that interior defense. Really doing a great job, and I think it's really paid off.
So the Orioles have the lead, and we'll try and preserve it as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And more than preserve, they would like to add to it. Craig Breslow is coming out of the bullpen. He will make his 28th appearance.
That left-hander, that matchup left-hander, had a pretty good year for the Athletics. He hasn't allowed a run in 20 of his last 24 outings, though he did give up a run on a couple of base hits against the Red Sox a couple of days ago. But that's when really everybody on this Oakland staff really pitched. That was that 14-inning game that they end up losing, which has not helped this slide.
And Matt Wieters will lead it off against him. Wieters with a single, and he is grounded out. Matt, switch hitting side of it, is hitting .258 left-handed and .314 right-handed. He's had 2 of his 5 home runs from this side of the plate. Matt at .276 overall. The big cut on a changeup, 0-2. Bottom of the 7th inning. Wirtz coming out of the ball game after he surrendered that home run in the 6th inning. So in the inning work to hit on a run. And Wieters up high, goes after it. And a strikeout victim to start the bottom half of the 7th inning.
It really just climbs the ladder, the 1-2 pitch up in Matt's eyes.
Orioles have struck out only 3 times in the ball game. Here's Luke Scott. He delivered one to remember. The solo shot in the 5th inning, his 6th career onto Utah Street, and he got all of it. First home run that he's had in 24 ball games. And that one will go the other way towards the seats and is a foul ball. The Orioles have been out-homered in this ballpark by opponents. So that's something they want to get turned around. The Orioles here at home now have 33 home runs. Opposition has 41. 1 strikeout on Scott. Homer, and he is flied out to center field. Reynolds waiting on deck. Breslow's pitch is going to be up high.
And his stats are much like most of the Athletics, somewhat skewed. He's not getting the left-handers out. Left-handers coming into tonight, 15 for 39 at .385 average. So he's not been that lefty-lefty matchup. Has not been very successful.
And that one in the air to right center field. Luke Scott got a lot of that one too, and that's going to take a hop halfway up the wall. Played in by Sweeney, and a double. Just missed his 2nd home run.
Take a look at the 1-1 pitch up middle of the plate. About halfway up that right field wall.
Scott is out. PA will run, but a big night for him, getting in the lineup finally with a home run, a double, and 3 at-bats. And for Luke, only the 4th hit he has had against lefties, 4 for 31, including a couple of home runs and 2 doubles. So a good night. And answering the question that the manager had before the game, is he really all right to play? Certainly looked at tonight. Here's Mike Reynolds, runner at second. Orioles' 7th hit of the ball game. Reynolds behind on the Breslow heater. Reynolds hitting only 107 against lefties, 222 against righties. He gets an RBI chance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lee Hardy, he's in the hole. 0-1 delivery. Turned over pitch, which is going to miss outside.
Yeah, again, Breslow having more success against the righties doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He's been throwing a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate.
Felix Pie being held by Weeks, the 2nd baseman. And a timeout taken. Moscoso gave up 2 runs, 4 hits over 6, the starter for the A's. Wirtz came on, a run on a hit in an inning, and now Breslow, the left-hander. The 1-1 delivery. Down to third. Fair ball right over the bag. PA will easily score. Reynolds gets a double and an RBI, and the Orioles have a 4-0 lead.
Well, first hit other than a home run for Reynolds on the homestand. Line drive right down the third baseline. No chance for Sizemore. So now
30th run batted in for Reynolds.
Yeah, the last 3 hits, all extra base hits. Well, actually, the last 4 hits.
So the Orioles finally get out of that singles trot they were in against the A's. Now Ryan Adams looking for a hit. He's hit into a double play, flied out. 8 on the board, 8 hits for the O's. And Adams takes it for a strike. The A's have left only 3 in scoring position. The last runner they had to second base was in the 4th inning. They have not had a runner to third base in the ballgame. Orioles have 3 home runs, Hardy, Jones, and Scott. And now the RBI double by Reynolds. The 0-1 delivery. Ryan Adams with an 0-2 count. Josh Outman and Zach Britton, 2 left-handers set to go in the concluding game of this series tomorrow. 6:30 O's extra. 7 o'clock for the ball game. 0-2 delivery to Adams. Heater upstairs, and he is a strikeout victim.
The second time he gets a right-handed hitter to chase that high fastball. He got Wieters on one earlier. This time the 0-2 fastball again, kind of up in the eyes of Ryan Adams.
There is Bobby Kramer. We hope he gets in the game because we want to tell you his story. He, like, even more so than Jakubowskis, is just a feel-good story. He was just called up today, 3rd time he has been with the club. He's a journeyman minor league player. Hardy with a runner at second base. JJ will take it for a strike. Hardy 265 off the lefties, 280 off the righties coming into the ball game. He led the game off for the Orioles in the 1st inning with his 5th home run. First time batting in the leadoff spot as Buck Showalter continues to shuffle players into that leadoff spot, really trying to get matchups with pitchers. Strike as he went around on that, 0-2. If you missed it, as we said, the Brian Roberts update today was that he's at least 2 weeks away from any baseball activity after the latest examination by the doctors in Pittsburgh. Oh, 2 count, 2 down. Reynolds off second base, and Hardy chasing that pitch up high. So he gets 3 strikeouts, striking the side out, but in between were the doubles by Scott and Reynolds, and the Orioles extend their lead. 4G LTE, and our game at 7. All the access you need right here on Massive. Felix Pierre will stay in and play left field. Jeremy Accardo will stay out. He came on to get the final out in the 6th inning. Ground ball by Weeks. Adams, one away in the 8th.
Well, with the extra run and really not a save situation, Jeremy Accardo, that's one of the things makes him valuable. He can pitch multiple innings for you. Jimmy Johnson sitting down. Now Koji is up. And we've seen this where Buck Showalter will do this with a lead. He'll move Koji to the 9th, let Accardo go the 8th.
Accardo has worked 2 innings. His longest outing came against Toronto, June 3rd. Barton will foul that one away. Knees walk, flied out, grounded out. Time to text in. You vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Hardy, who's had one of the home runs. Chris Jakubowskis, who had the outstanding emergency start, giving up no runs, 3 hits over 5. And Luke Scott, who's delivered a homer and a double and has scored 2 runs in the game. That will be fouled back. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Jeremy Accardo, one away in the 8th inning. Barton and then DeJesus due up. Barton's 4-game hit streak on the line here with the 0 for 2 that he's taken in the game.
And the Orioles now shut out the Athletics over the last 11 innings.
Down to first base. Right into the glove of D. Lee. And there are 2 down. Our Haynes game flow. It's really been about the Oriole pitching and the long ball by the O's, with 3 home runs in the game for the offense, and the tremendous work by Jakubowskis, Rapada, and now Accardo pitching wise for the O's. They've simply held Oakland down to virtually nothing here. They got that lead in the 1st inning, and then Jones added with a home run, and Luke Scott is now out of the ball game, a homer. Here's David DeJesus in there for a strike. DeJesus has an 0 for 3. This batting average for the A's during the losing streak continues to tumble, hitting .224 over the last 7 games coming into this one. And they have had only 5 hits in the ball game tonight, 1 double, 4 singles, and a 2-strike count on David DeJesus. DeJesus 0 for 3 off Accardo. Orioles trying to set up a game tomorrow where they could do what the A's did to them. Sweep.
It'll pay back in your own ballpark. What a difference a week makes.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. And a strike called. DeJesus arguing about it, but to no avail. So Accardo retires the side in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles have the 4-0 lead. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Bobby Kramer, the 31-year-old left-hander, is coming on to do the pitching. The career minor leaguer that we were talking about, who has really gutted it out over the years, including 2005 and 2006, in which he did not play professional baseball. He's a substitute math teacher. During the 2 years off, he taught and was working on pipelines for one of the oil companies. He was an undrafted player out of junior college. Went to Long Beach State as a senior, shredded ligaments in his elbow, still got selected by the Mariners. Then they found bone chips in his elbow and released him in 2005. That's when he went out to teach, play Sunday Recreation League baseball for the Southern California Riptide. Then the Friends urged him to get back into baseball, thought he still had it, so he went with Oakland 2007 and played in Stockton. Gets a ground ball here, and Nick Markakis is retired. One away in the 8th inning. Copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. He didn't do well at AAA ball, so they let him go. Thought he had a job with the oil company, got let loose, decided to go back into baseball in the independent leagues. They sent him to Mexico, where he played in the Mexican League a couple of years ago. And then Oakland said, you know something? We're going to give you another chance.
Yeah, he went 13-3 in Mexico, and they said, well, you know what? Maybe he can pitch a little bit.
I mean, you talk about wanting to play. Here's Adam Jones against Kramer, and the pitch is taken outside for a ball.
He played in the same independent league as Jacoboxes.
Yeah.
Not the same year, a couple of years later.
And that ball is ripped into left field. Adam Jones has got another base hit. He's on with a single, so he's 3 for 4. 2 singles and a home run in the ball game. And boy, did he tomahawk that one.
Yeah, he struck out on the slider his first time up, and since then they've been trying to stay with that pitch, and he's just been hammering it. He hit a slider off of Wirtz, who was very tough on righties in the middle of the plate. So it seemed like the game plan maybe have worked for the first at bat, but certainly not the next 3.
That is the 5th 3-hit ball game of the year for Adam Jones. Vladimir Guerrero will take the pitch up high for a ball. Breslow worked an inning and struck out and got the side out, didn't give anything up in that inning. 2 doubles, did strike the side out, but gave up the RBI to Reynolds to give the Orioles a 4-0 lead. Well, the Orioles are 3 outs away from getting their second win here, back-to-back in the series against Oakland, with a chance to add to the 4-0 lead here in the 8th. 1-0 delivery, and Guerrero will take the pitch that'll miss, and the count goes to 2-0. Pretty good lead for Jones at first base. 2-0 delivery. Guerrero pops it up. Second base, shallow right. DeJesus will put it away. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Back to first base goes Adam Jones.
Appears to be ready for the 9th. Nice job by Accardo.
Jeremy Accardo got in 2 1/3, his longest outing of the year. Gave up a couple of singles. The bullpen, another outstanding night for them so far.
Well, when you get good starting pitching like they have, Bullpen, you can line it up. You see Buck Showalter almost by clockwork. You have the hammer because you have the lead. You really dictate what the other manager can do or not do. And Buck's very good at it once he gets that lead.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Look down to first. No throw made by Suzuki.
We're talking a lot about the draft. DARIC Lee, #1 draft pick or first-round pick with San Diego back in '93.
He's had a 0 for 3 in this game, 1 for 7 in the series so far. Suzuki goes inside to get it. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Lee. Did not take him any time to get back after coming off the DL to look like he was in game shape and ready to go. Runner going here, and that's going to be swung out and missed. Suzuki will lay the tag on just in case. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base, and the Orioles will try and shut him out. Koji Uehara will come on to pitch. This year, while the A's have been shut out 6 times this year.
Well, with that Koji will come out of the bullpen, 25th appearance on the year, 1-0 record, outstanding ERA at 2.45. And just kind of some amazing statistics. I was just taking a peek, seeing how he's doing against lefties and righties, so I just looked him up. Against left-handed hitters, Koji, they're 8 for 46, which is a 174 average. And I looked them up against right-handed hitters. They are 8 for 46, a 174 average. The exact same number of bats against left-handers and right-handers. The other difference? Against right-handers, no walks, 16 strikeouts.
There's a big pop-up that's going to go behind the screen. Everybody was pointing to it. Wieters wasn't sure where it had gone. Updating you in the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. There's where it stands so far. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Results on the O's Extra post-game show. Willingham will take the strike. A single in 3 times to the plate for Willingham. Koji Uehara with the 0-2 delivery to him, and that'll be up high and away. The Orioles this season have a 5-0 win over Texas, an 11-0 win over Minnesota, and a 6-0 win over Tampa Bay. That last one was May 14. That was the last shutout. And Willingham is gone, 1 away in the 9th inning.
And now 13 consecutive scoreless innings by the staff. 1-2 pitch from Koji right to the outside corner. And right to the glove of Matt Wieters.
Jakubowski stands to be the winning pitcher in this game. It will be his first win since August 12 of 2009, when he pitched in relief against the White Sox. An outstanding spot start in this one. He gave up nothing on 3 hits in 5 innings with a walk and 5 strikeouts. Took a line shot to the ankle area of his left leg. Finished the inning off. Fortunately, only had to throw 1 more pitch to finish the inning. And then it's been the bullpen. Rapata 2/3 of an inning, Ricardo 2 1/3, and now Koji Uehara. To first, and Lee's got it. The Gold Glove flash. 2 down.
A bit of smile on the face of Derek Lee. A low screamer. Almost by him.
Chris Guccione, first base umpire, was smiling too, because if that goes by,
thanks.
I'm next. 2 down. Here's Suzuki. 1 for 3 with a double in the ball game. Koji Uehara gets it in there for a strike. The 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll be put up in the air to shallow left field. PA coming in says he's got it, and the Orioles win it. They've taken 2 in a row as they get a 4-0 win. Uehara wraps it up with 3 easy outs here in the 9th inning. Jakubowski gets the win. Moscoso is the loser. He is 2-2. 4-0 O's.